Hey there, super friends. It's Joey with Last Point Gaming. Today is Wednesday, January 9th. We're going with 9th, 2019. I just looked up the date too. So, it looks like I had forgotten to post Monday's episode until yesterday. And there wasn't one recorded yesterday because I was homesick. Oh, you want... Alright. I think you're lying, Google, but sure. So, sorry about that. Missed an episode, but here we are. So, the streamer event... Okay. The Ravnica Allegiance dates for MTG Arena. The streamer event is on the 16th, and according to Taryn from MTGO Traders, he was streaming today, and I happened to catch it. They're getting fully loaded accounts to use for this event. Mind you, not like WotC's like, hey, you're a cool streamer and all, so here, have all the cards. But for this event, they're getting fully loaded accounts to play with the new stuff. So I don't know how that translates into them matching up with people. I don't know if this whole event is supposed to take place during a specific time frame, or... That seems a little weird. Because, it would suck to be, just hanging out in either the scrub queue or even the ladder queue. And you're like, yeah, I have this super, spicy fun deck. And then they're like, Teysa. What? So, I don't know, I'm interested to see how that all plays out. Then on the 17th, the Guild's Ravnica Alliance's sealed event starts. It looks like they will also be offering traditional draft, being best of 3 draft, which, that's the positive side. The negative side, of course, being that, what you guys are doing is highly illegal, but I would like to do it too. The traditional draft, costs like 1,500 gems. And you can't pay gold for it. Though the sealed costs the same, so I don't know if I would do one or the other. Personally, I would... Okay, I'm going to pull the highly illegal maneuver too. Just because I don't want to sit in this line of cars. I'm trying to turn left up here. Okay. It's only mildly illegal, I guess. Anyway. So, I don't know. If I have to pay the same amount of real-world money for gems, or try to earn the same amount of gems through drafts. Because and the Rixalan draft is going away and being replaced by M19. So... Yeah. Anyway, if I have to spend the same amount of gems, I don't know, I might do the traditional draft over the sealed. The thing with sealed on Arena is it's not just a crapshoot in your packs. I don't really like their deck editor for that. I really wish their deck editor was more like the Modo deck editor, where you could sort stuff by, casting costs and that kind of thing. Maybe there's a way to do it, and I just don't know it. As I will say, for all the positives in Arena, there are some negative things, and one of the things is the UI is not very intuitive in certain places, the deck editor being, a really big one. This goes back to what I was saying when they were like, oh yeah, well, the data says most...
Call rejected.
The data says that most people playing on Arena play in the best of 1. That's because they're easy to find. Or probably one of the largely contributing reasons is that they're easy to find. And likely the other largely contributing reason is you can play those events either straight up for free or with in-game currency that you earn in-game. You don't have to go and buy gems. So, again, there are just a lot of ways that the UI could use just a little tweaking to make it just a bit more user-friendly. I mean, that being said, you're never going to make it intuitive for everybody. You know, there's always going to be things, and sometimes you have to sacrifice functionality for appearance. Like, the UI, you know, the home screen and everything looks very sleek and clean. Unfortunately, this leads to some difficulty finding what you're looking for. And the deck editor definitely is prettier than Moto. I just think it's a bit less functional. So I find it difficult to really evaluate a sealed pool well on Arena. I mean, and a lot of it could be like I'm playing on my laptop. You know, it's a 15-inch... Yeah, it's a 15-inch monitor on laptop, but it's not, you know, the nice desktop resolution and everything. So, you know, that could be part of it, is like the form factor I'm playing on could contribute to why I have difficulty with certain aspects. But in any case, I like draft more because you get to pick cards, you know, at least to an extent. So I can choose cards that are more in line with my playstyle. Like, I want to play Orzhov, so I want Orzhov cards. And I know at least with the guilds sealed, you couldn't, like, pick a guild and get, like, the seeded pack, you know, like you did at the actual paper pre-release, which I think it would be nice for them to add that in, especially in, well, I guess most of the sets anymore have some kind of... No, not really. Okay. So, like, Cons of Tarkir were 3-color wedges. And so they made the wedge lands, and, you know, they did a lot to facilitate playing a clan. And then in the pre-release, you picked a clan and you got the seeded pack. Now, I've heard differing opinions on this. Personally, I like in sets like this where it's... Oh, man. Why did you have me go this way, Google? I have to go right by the farm show. Ugh. I've heard a lot of people complain about the seeded packs, that, you know, they don't like it because if you get nothing good in the rest of the packs in your colors, you know, it's a wasted pack. Yeah, but at the same time, am I supposed to stop? Okay, well, you stopped one lane, buddy. I don't know what's going on here. Don't get all pissy with me. Anyway, catching up. I like the seeded packs. I like to say, I want to play this guild, and I want, you know, the best chance of getting a cool rare from this guild. But like in cons... Oh, I did a bunch of pre-release events for cons, I think, if I remember correctly. That's back when Husband and I used to do the pre-releases together. Husband does not care for sealed, like, at all. That's because he has the same shit luck that I do. That, like, I don't think, on rare occasion, have I ever gotten a really good sealed pull. It's usually like, yeah, this deck is a bunch of mediocre bullshit cobbled together, but it's alright. That's what most people at a sealed event are working with. Yeah, you're always going to have the people who pull the god pulls, and then there are people that pull the absolute worst, shittiest of the shit pulls. They're like, none of the rares are any good, or the one rare that is good, they have nothing to support it. The Rooftop Storm in Dark Ascension. I popped a Rooftop Storm in my first pack for the Dark Ascension pre-release, and I'm like, oh, this is going to go great. and then proceeded to open exactly 0 zombies. I'm like, I didn't think it was possible to open 6 packs of this goddamn set and not get a single zombie. It's snowing, and I don't care for that. Anyway, so personally, I like the seeded packs. I think it adds, a bit of fun, and you get to, like, I want to try to play this guild. But you do have to avoid getting tunnel visioned about it. If you open up the rest of your packs and black white's just not coming together, maybe you've got something good like in black and red or in blue and white. So, I don't know. I personally like it. I see a lot of people complain about it, and I get what they're saying. That, you have this one pack that's seeded, and if the other 5 packs don't contribute anything, you essentially have one wasted pack. But I don't really think you can look at it like that. Because, end of the day, you get 6 random packs. I try very, very hard to stay in 2 colors when I do limited. Especially, if I have no color fixing. If I have some kind of color fixing, like a Unknown Shores Shimmering Grotto kind of thing, I may splash a 3rd color very lightly. But in general, I try to stay in 2 colors because I have a hard enough time getting 2 colors online, let alone 3, without the help of dual colored lands. Hell, even when I do have dual colored lands, I have a hard time getting 3 colors online. Forgot, can't put my window down on the highway. But I think it would be nice if they did the sealed events on Arena like the pre-release where, you can get the seeded pack and everything. Or even just your first sealed event for Arena, or I don't know. Be nice to see them add that mechanic, but I can understand why they don't, because outside of the pre-release, if you play sealed Guilds of Ravnica, you get 6 random Guilds of Ravnica packs. You don't get a seeded pack. So, I get it. I do hope they do the thing again this time where the seeded pack, the token in it has the code for the free Alliance or Allegiance sealed event on Arena. That was really awesome, because they are kind of expensive to play in. I think to get 1,500 gems is $10, I want to say. Maybe more. I don't really remember off the top of my head. And yeah, that's less than you pay to play sealed in paper. But again, when you factor in the fact that, in paper, you actually have those cards and you can sell them. I know there are a lot of people at the pre-release that, they crack the good rare from the set, and as soon as the event's over, they march straight up to the dealer and be like, how much you gonna give me for it? Before the price has a chance to fall. And you can't really do that with Arena. Now, to open a pack on Arena, from the packs that you're awarded, it is only 8 cards. But in Sealed and Draft, you do have the full 15 card pack, so you're not losing out on that side of the value. But again, the difference between a physical product and a digital product, I feel like the cost difference should be visible, being that it costs less to produce. Theoretically, I don't know. I don't know how much it costs them to produce a pack of Magic cards. So, I'm so sorry. I'm having a real hard time focusing today because I'm on cold meds. And, I'm trying to focus on driving. But, turn down my heat a little bit. So I'm excited. Allegiance is going to hit Arena on the 17th for everybody on the 16th. I'm actually pretty excited about this big streamer event. I hope to get to listen into some of it. I mean, I'm going to be at work, so I can't really, actively watch, unfortunately. But I should get to listen in. And if I have to pick one streamer to give my view to, it's going to be Taryn from MTGO Traders. I don't know, he's just a great guy. I like a lot of other streamers. I follow a lot of other streamers. But Taryn's probably my favorite. Now, as far as cards I'm excited about from Allegiance, there's a lot of, this is going to be great in humans, and unfortunately, people see humans as this deck that, every set you get upgrades because there's a human, there's humans in every set. But it's about looking at what is better than what is already there. So, I like Tithe Taker. I want to see if I can fit him in because he's another quasi-Thalia. Now, it only is on their turn, so there's going to be matchups where it's better than others. But I think he has potential. They just spoiled a card today. It's something of District 1. Protector of District 1 or something like that. Every time you cast a multicolored spell, you get a 1/1 human token. People are like, oh, that's going to be great in humans. Not really. Not only is it going to be tough to keep it alive, but what do you replace with that? I think at that point you're better off looking at trying to fit Banalish Marshall into humans. I wish Tessa, I think. I wish she would work in humans. ETBs trigger twice. Is it ETBs or maybe it's just death triggers? I don't really have any death triggers. But I am super excited about the prospects of an Orzhov deck. Versus Live yesterday, Ross Miriam played an Orzhov Divine Visitation deck, which, as much as I totally want to do that, I think Divine Visitation may be a little too cute. I mean, it's a 5-drop. He was running History of Benalia in that deck, and I don't like that, personally, because it's not actually a token deck, and that's why Divine Visitation may be just a little too cute. Because, there's a bunch of Afterlife cards and everything, and that's all cool, but it doesn't actually produce a whole lot of tokens, without your stuff dying. And History of Benalia is a good card and all, but I think people have gotten too attached to just throwing that in every white deck. I think a Black-White Knights deck may be more viable now than it was before. And you can play the Black-White Knight chick. She's a 4/4 with Vigilance, I think. And she has 2 different tap effects. One to churn out 2/2 Knight tokens, and one to destroy a creature with power less than or equal to the number of knights you have. Between getting better lands, and there may be some better knights, or some, decent knights in this set, I think that may be more viable. And in that case, then you can run History Benalia, but I think throwing it in, an Afterlife-style deck with Divine Visitation, just because of the synergy between the Knight tokens and the Angels, and Divine Visitation, I think that's getting a little too cute. I don't know. I want to look at his list and kind of poke at it and see if I can get somewhere with it. But all that being said, I am home now. So as always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully I'll get to talk to y'all tomorrow.